employers maintained a rigid stance and rejected all our movements and attempts to find a settlement. In response, all unions collectively are left with no option but to resolve to intensify the strike, and the current offer is rejected with the contempt it deserves. Unions collectively call on all members in the bus passenger sector to intensify the strike until such time that employers make an offer that can settle the strike. We are calling on all our progressive communities that we understand their plight, but request them to be patient and to fully support this just strike and the struggle for workers for a living wage. To the extent that this strike is affecting our communities negatively and the rest of the economy, we are calling on the government to intervene in the interest of workers to ensure that a settlement is found, in particular the Department of Transport and the Department of Labor. And this statement is issued by the following unions: is Satau, NUMSA, Tirisano, Tausa, and TOU. I thank you very much.
I think we can take questions.
Yes, no, it's true. Tomorrow our members are continuing the strike. However, we'll be meeting with them and reporting the response from the employer. But we are pleading with our members that the strike is continuing. We need to intensify the strike because the employers have not yet met their demands.
I think just to add, I think very clearly workers are on strike. I think we very clear as union that this strike is very effective. Many communities remain very stranded. Our members are on strike. And we have resolved, all of us as unions that are here, consciously to intensify the strike, not because we want to punish our communities. And we're very clear that this is a foreign tool in order to end the current fiasco of a strike which is imposed on workers by intransigence of the employers. And yes, I think the strike has been continuing very well, and the purpose of coming out as a collective and in one voice is to say all other doubting Thomases who have not joined the strike, it is high time that they must join the strike, and the strike continues until such time that employers basically meet our demands.
I understand that you say that the employer may have been for the past 2 days basically negotiating in bad faith. Just to have some clarity on it, despite the mood of bad faith and the CCMA's intervention, was there no other way but, that negotiations could continue besides intensifying the strike?
Not unless you don't understand. I think we remain available. CCMA left here. We committed to CCMA that it is not them who failed this process. It is employers. And as such, they left here saying their door is open to parties. And unfortunately, as unions, we've got nothing to offer to ourselves. It is employers who must come with an extra 1%, which we were very willing to go and recommend to our members. You must remember that as unions, we don't represent ourselves, we represent the interests of our members. All what we've been doing here is to do movements that we think that they are fair to our members, that are fair to employers, they can be able to meet those demands. And we're not saying we're intensifying the strike for the sake of the strike. We're intensifying the strike in order to end the strike. And therefore, we're available for negotiations tonight, tomorrow, and the whole weekend. We want the strike to have ended as yesterday. That's why we're saying government must also intervene. It can't continue to deal with the strike through statements, different ministries. We encourage parties to end the strike. The best way of ending any strike is to push parties to move from their positions. We are unions that are here that have moved from their position without even going back to our members, but we're not having a partner on the part of the employers that is willing to play a bona fide constructive role to resolve the strike.
Ngizolilwela Izwela Ngizolilwela Izwela Ngizolilwela bo Yo Izwela Izwela me Izwela me Izwela me